Teofimo Lopez versus Subriel Matias. Is it in stone? No. Would I want to see it? Yeah, I want to see a fight like that. I think Teo is very athletic. I think Subriel Matias is, a known fighter. He's known for being a literal killer in the ring. He's a modern day Kovalev, right? Just in the Puerto Rican, Afro-Latinidad form. Subriel has taken a loss. So has Teo. So it's nothing, no one really has to lose. I think this is all for bragging rights. I think it all really depends on who wants it, man. Matias likes to come forward. And, I think guys like Matias, his style fits Teo perfectly, because Teo can work those angles, and plus he's been training with who? Someone that likes someone that comes forward, and his name is Eddie Reynoso. Him and Canelo Alvarez, those guys, love to get up in there and they love to get in there and set up those traps for someone that moves forward. So yeah, I would say this would be a very good fight for Teo. Because, it's another name on the record. I think he'll beat Subriel. I think unless Subriel hurts him and gets him out of there. But other than that, I don't see Teo. You got to give him more credit than you actually do. Besides all the personal stuff and the, and the verbal things that he's had to say lately, he's a good fighter. He outpointed Lomachenko. I mean, back in the day. Okay, like 2020. Right? That was 4 years ago. Teo's done that. He was hungry enough to do that. And I think what happened, he kind of shot his wad back then. But, that doesn't mean he's lost any ability. I just don't want the man to end up like Adrian Broner. Because Adrian Broner had all the talent in the world. And now you can't get him to dispense any of it. So I don't want that to happen for Teofimo. So, Teo is a good fighter. I think he should be able to win that fight easy. I think that's a perfect fight for him. I am interested in him going to 147, because one thing about Teo, you speak it, believe it, receive it. And if you say you want something, by God, you have to go after it. Don't say you want something and then don't. Because what have we heard Teo talk about for the last couple months? Crawford, he's talked about fighting Boots Ennis, and he's talked about fighting some other fighter, but they're all bigger fighters. So I'm like, okay, well, what the hell are you doing fighting Matias? And I know that's his weight class he's currently in, but if you're not ready for those fights, don't talk up those fights only to sell another fight, because a lot of people will think that's what he's about. And I think that he needs to prove people wrong by putting his mouth where his actions are. If he does that, he should be respected, regardless of, what he does, win, lose, or draw, because at least he's doing what he says he's going to do. Boots Ennis, I think, would be a harder fight, because Boots is not just someone that comes forward. He's someone that can come forward and give you angles and crowd you and pressure you, and I would like to see what Teo does against someone like that. Subriel is much smaller. Boots Ennis is a massively big dude. Terrence Crawford calling him out, it's like, okay. And then having Canelo to back it up. You'll fight Crawford first, and then I'll give you. You fight Teo, and then I fight you. Like now people are playing matchmaker with other people, and I can't really stand that, because you shouldn't do that. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Teofimo Lopez versus Subriel Matias being finalized for March 15th. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace!